All right, what's up? What's up, y'all? Back again. Word on the air here on a Tuesday evening. You know, here I am, Corey, in the building. Y'all want to introduce? Uh, let them know who y'all are again.
What's good, man? It's your boy Randy Anderson in the building.
Yeah,
Y'all know who it is.
yeah, yeah,
Lawrence Jones, heavy on the mystery. Heavy on the mystery.
yeah. So so we got a couple more. Got some situations today. That hit the news cycle. Um, this one's dealing with what we've been talking about, respecting people's opinions, respecting their space, their right, all type of different things, and making sure we're not contradicting ourselves. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, our first case we got two situations. Our first one is at a college campus at Ohio University. Let me go ahead and put this on share so y'all can see what I'm talking about here on the screen. Damn. So y'all see y'all see everything? Y'all hear me?
Yeah. My bad.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. So this situation. So this is young Kaitlin Bennett. Now it doesn't say how old she is or anything, but she's a college student, and she is known for. She's a controversial activist. This is from CNN. She's a controversial activist who drew attention for taking graduation photos with a AR-10 strapped to her back at Kent State University. She was in Athens,
Ooh,
Ohio on
progressive.
Monday to film a video for President's Day. Uh, so and she didn't let none of the students didn't let none of them know that she was on the way, but somehow they caught word that she'd be on campus, and she was met by a bunch of protesters. Yeah, it's got different footage and everything. Footage captured by Sarah Donaldson, digital editor for the student paper. The new political students lined all 5 floors of the University Student Center as Bennett and her bodyguard traveled down the escalator. Y'all see that's her bodyguard right there. Now there's videos. Got different videos. Gathering around her truck as it drove through. They were throwing water at the windows. If you look at the actual, go ahead, click on the video. I don't want to deal with it right now because we live on YouTube. Maybe we will just doing exclusively on Facebook. We run some videos, but until we figure out all the little legal things and shit with that, we'll just keep it where it's at right here. But yeah, you can go to CNN.com or type in the name. That's Kaitlin Bennett. But yeah, they gathered around and yeah, they were throwing water out her. She said uh, even she had some hot coffee dumped on her. Now there has been some disputes of whether that actually happened. Um,
Come on now.
yeah, has been some disputes of whether that actually happened. I know the Ohio police said she said it was a riot. The Ohio police claimed that it wasn't, but there was. But it can be confirmed that they were actually throwing water and different things at the truck, and I think that's bad enough. So
She got
yeah,
to stay
what they
hydrated.
she tweeted, "This is what happens when a Trump supporter goes on a college campus. She called on Donald Trump to strip funding from universities like this that harbor terrorists, and later vowed to return to campus with an army of gun owners, woo, for open carry walk." Uh, so y'all know how I already feel about Donald Trump. I don't dis. I mean, I do dislike him, but I don't dislike him for the same reasons most people do. He breaks the amendment. What they government claims to be upholding the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. He's definitely not for that, but his supporters will tell you otherwise. But nonetheless, yeah. So she's got her way. She's got her way of thinking. She's got her way of thinking. The majority of the crowd, which a high amount of people who voice their opinions, because we know the Trump supporters kind of they keep stuff to the chest. They ain't saying nothing right now. They just kind of moving. They moving underground right now and they cast their votes together in the end. But the anti-Trump people, they're moving pretty strong. Personally, when I look at this, man, it's I mean, is that the way you want it? We do you want, if you sit up there, you fighting for what you want? Do you want people throwing stuff? Because I know a lot of people, we've had this situation over again with people. We had countless story, people attacking people wearing MAGA hats and things like that. And like I said, people have their view of what they feel that it means and what it stands for. But they, what we all got to do is take people at their face value for what they say it is. And if they say it means something else, or they have a view, you know what I'm saying, on what it feels, what the MAGA or whatever the hell it means, whatever it is, what that means to them. Let me get my words together. You should respect them on that. Because who are you to tell, how that person is thinking? And, just look at this. It just brings chaos. It's just like racism, fighting for black rights. You don't want nobody sitting up there throwing shit at you because you're trying to protest, so you got a type of whatever you're trying to push, whatever message you're trying to push. And so, it's all about First Amendment rights, freedom of speech. And that's what said. The students were exercising that, but it crosses the line once you start, getting physical with the individual. So, what do y'all think about this situation?
Physical is they didn't put their hands on her. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if the water bottles hit her.
But throwing a water bottle though. You want somebody to throw a water bottle? Was Ron Artest wrong when a nigga threw a cup of water on him and he ran up and slugged him in his jaw?
Malice in the Palace. I mean, nah. And we talking about Ohio here. So Ohio, what school was it? Did they say what school it was?
Ohio University.
Ohio University.
She was a Kent State graduate.
She said that somebody threw coffee on her. Come on now. People are not, college students definitely ain't finna waste a solid $6-7 coffee just to throw it on somebody. Because they barely got money to pay for food, and that is an expensive ass coffee that all them college kids gotta pay for or gotta have every day. But nah, man. I do think it actually.
You talking about like Starbucks or something?
Yeah.
Starbucks. I know it wasn't just a styrofoam. Something from the day room or something.
Hey, all I'm saying is, people love they frappa mocha latte with 2 extra turbo shots or whatever that stuff is called. But nah, all funniness aside, man. Like it's all good to protest and everything, but physical. Once you get physical, you end up being the people that you are going against. Honestly. Because that's what they did. That's what happened to our ancestors and stuff like that. So, I mean, getting physical is no need. You know what I'm saying? Like verbal, you are allegedly. I'm just gonna say allegedly protected by the First Amendment. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of speech. But yeah, getting physical, you could go to jail. So you know what I'm saying? You got to think about that. And that's me being serious. I know I was being sarcastic and funny in the beginning, but that's me being serious.
Lauren, what you got?
Yeah, I think in this case, this was taking a step too far. I think it just comes down. I mean, make it as simple as the whole mantra, the golden rule. Doing to others as you would have them doing to you. No, you wouldn't want nobody, what I'm saying, throwing coffee on you, this, that, and the third. So, what makes you feel like you should do the same thing to somebody? I mean, this woman was just exercising her rights. She didn't, uh, she wasn't antagonizing anybody. Now, does she have a reputation? Absolutely. She has a reputation, but just because somebody has a reputation doesn't give you the right uh, to attack them in any form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
She was rolling through the school peacefully. And so she had every right to everything she was doing in that moment. So it's we live in this overcharged society. Where everybody feels like they can irrationally react to whatever happens in the moment, and you got these young kids out here, college kids. I mean, they did the same thing during Vietnam when they were protesting Vietnam. People getting violent instead of intelligently finding ways to counteract or fight against whatever you're trying to fight against. If you had a problem with her, whatever. Have a sit down and have a logical conversation with her. That would have been a perfect time to have a logical conversation. Make that go viral. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't corroborate whether it was coffee or whether it was water or whatever the case may be, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that's pretty much as close as you get until you can be considered putting your hands on somebody. And then, you know, everybody would be in an outrage if she would have pulled out that AR, whatever she was rolling with, and fired on all them kids. Then everybody gonna be looking at her like she did something wrong when all she did was protect herself. So, you know, the same rights that are protected to those of us, in a peaceful way, are honestly some of the same rights that are protected against those that are violent too. You know, I'm sorry, but throwing water on somebody is pushing that line, spitting, man. You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. And so, you spit on me, you getting socked in the throat. So
Yeah, I agree with
I,
that.
I I'm on her side in this particular situation regarding, the students being in the wrongful way they reacted. I think that the university, you know, needs to really review this. This is a great teaching moment, uh, about how you react to people that don't believe in the same things you believe in. Great teaching moment.
Yeah, I agree with that. Good evening,
It's
Sherelle.
it's like why you gotta counter it back with logic. Nobody's having you're not seeing no type of debates. Only debates you're seeing on TV are these silly ass Democratic debates and shit that they play on CNN, or they talking about absolutely nothing. But you're not seeing no real debates. See where each side is coming
Stands.
from.
Mm-hmm.
Her being a Trump supporter, uh, and like I said, I'm not calling either side dumb. They're just influenced, highly influenced. All they know is what they know. Like Dick Gregory says, America is their mama. America's all our damn
That's
mamas.
factual.
So when you got supporting somebody like Trump, Trump's not supporting the Second Amendment. He wants to keep the guns around and things like that. But he's even ruled against bump stocks. I think if I
Yeah, he
remember
did.
right, he ruled against bump stocks.
Yeah, he was one of the main reasons why they got taken. Like they got taken out of stores.
Yeah. What I'm saying, he was for that. He you know he he's for stricter the background checks and all that. It's like how much stricter can they be? Trump's a supporter of stop and frisk, just like Bloomberg. Uh, these are all violations, man. Because what they do, like I said, uh, when you go through these things, what you got to fight for, it's got to be shall not be infringed. I know it's dangerous. It's dangerous for us because, like I said, dealing with a bunch of uneducated people. A bunch of bullshit can pop off. But you know, a lot of people have guns.
Right.
The shit that goes on, you know, there's a lot of mass shootings. But you know, you already here now, so you got to be able to protect yourself because you know keeping good people from being able to get guns that just allows the criminals to get ahead, that get do what they need to do, and that leaves
Mm-hmm.
everybody else as as sitting ducks. You know, black people for one, they've been disarmed. The system has been used to disarm them. You know, they
Yeah.
get caught into the system at an early age, get felonies and things like that. Now they can't defend their family.
Yeah. You can't get
You
barely
know,
get a
and even if
job.
they do decide they want to, hop into the criminal world and things like that, that element's always going to be around. So, you know what happens. You know, you got to have that firepower. It was just a girl. I shared a post on Facebook the other day. You know, she's talking about, you know, she was somebody tried to carjack her, but she had that blammy on her. She had that blammy on her, and you know, got to ride off of her. You know what I'm saying? That easy. That's the great equalizer. You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's
Mm-hmm.
one versus five. I had a situation with. I got family members. You know what I'm saying? They got bum rush. You know, house broken into. You know what I'm saying? About 5 or 6 cats. And all it took was one gun. You know what I'm saying? To get all them cats scattering up out of there. One of them caught one in the back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's stuff like that. And just imagine if that wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Your life is basically in their hands. There's been plenty of people who've been robbed, given everything up, and still been shot and murdered. So now you gotta protect yourself. And like I said, trusting in the government, things like that. We already know it's a corrupt system. So when you leave that open and leave it to where background checks, or you have this, that's when they wrote "shall not be infringed." It was "shall not be infringed." Now you can't, and what they're using is what they like to use is what's going on in the inner cities and everything as reason to take these away because of all the violence. But keep in mind, it's why what I posted earlier. If y'all know what the Hegelian dialect is, what I'm saying, bringing a problem, bringing opposition to that problem, and then supplying the solution. But the person who's supplying the solution is the one who gave the
Yeah.
problem in the first place. So you can conform to that and go asking them for help. It's like a villain, you know what I'm saying, from a damn movie. You know what I'm saying? That don't make them a hero. They the one that caused the damn problem. So you got to get to the root of this situation. Until then, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that those laws, different things that pass, that just that leaves people sitting ducks. Most of the gun, most of the stuff, the mass shootings, pretty much all of them, they happen in gun-free zones. You going in the club, you go to church, going in uh, wherever, man. You know what I'm saying? Just all sorts of different places. Wherever, you know what I'm saying, your gun get confiscated, things like that. That's usually where those mass shootings happen.
That's
So
true.
that's just something keep in mind. Those are the dialogues. Those are the back and forths you're not gonna see on TV because, like I said, they're trying to push their personal fucking agenda. We got another situation. We got another one similar to that. This one is forcing a person to
Shout out
own
to
up.
Charlene, Stefan.
Huh?
Just somebody said hello. I was just shouting them out real quick. Continue.
Oh, what's up? What's up? This one is forcing a person to forcing a person to acknowledge racism. This one's from KC in KCTV5. Uh, Forgive me for laughing, but this is pretty damn funny.
It's
Fucked
funny.
up, but
It's funny.
it's pretty damn funny. Uh, Man forced woman to watch Roots so she can understand her racism. So this is from KCTV5, but this happened in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. An Iowa man is accused of holding a woman against her will and forcing her to watch the 9-hour miniseries Roots so she could better understand her racism. This is the dude right here.
I gotta know
It's,
if it's the original Roots, because if it is, Okay. All right. Okay. I got you,
Robert
big dog.
Noy, 52, is charged in Cedar Rapids with harassment and false imprisonment. Uh, yeah. Gazette reported that the woman told police that Noy made her sit with him to watch the miniseries. It was based. They getting all into the details of the series. It was based on author Alex Haley's family history from the capture of enslavement to his ancestor Kunta
Mm-hmm.
Kinte in Africa to the liberation of Kinte's descendants. When she tried to move, the women said Noy told her to remain seated or he would kill her and spread her body parts
Yeah, that's
across
wild.
the
That's
interstate.
wild.
So what y'all got on that silly shit, man? What do y'all got on that? Do y'all agree with it, or is he justified, or is he out of pocket?
He's not justified. He's definitely out of pocket. But I'm gonna give him a, you know what I'm saying, if we're in the dunk contest, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna give him a solid 10 for creativity. But yeah,
You ain't gonna do the Aaron Gordon, man. You ain't gonna
nah,
give him Aaron Gordon, man.
I'm not gonna Dwayne Wade him and give him a 9. But yeah, man, like the creativity was hilarious, man. Honestly, I don't agree with everything that I don't agree at all that what he did, but I mean it makes a great story, unfortunately, a great headline story, unfortunately. But yeah, Lauren, what you got?
Man, nothing surprises me anymore, man. People come up with the most ignorant shit. Like, hey, you gonna have to kill me because I'm not watching 9 hours straight of Roots. So yeah, go ahead and kill me. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can't like making somebody acknowledge what they already are. You know what I'm saying, or what we perceive them to be. Let me be clear about that. It's more about what we perceive them to be. I mean, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. You're not gonna win. You know, you're not gonna
That's
win by
factual.
forcing somebody to do something like that. So I mean, God bless his ignorant heart. You know what I'm saying? He ignorant I'll get out for that one. I mean, I'm just like, look, brother, like if you feel like she racist, like I don't think she's gonna get anything out of the movie that's gonna change anything. Let me put it like that.
Yo,
She's not gonna get.
She
how did it even start? How did it even start? Like, was this a co-worker? Was it some lady he saw in the supermarket said some crazy shit to him, or like how the fuck did this start?
and honestly,
And that's what makes the story so weird. I'm like, how did you get into a situation where y'all getting ready to even talk about turning that on?
all right.
Like I have to assume that maybe I'd have to look at the details to understand the age of the lady. Like, was she an older lady? Like, was he working at a nursing facility? Like,
Yeah,
it's got to be something like
I didn't
that.
get no details on her.
Yeah,
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 they didn't give no name or anything of who she was.
that will make a lot
Guess
of
I mean,
sense. That will make a lot of sense
just to
because
protect the
she
just to protect the victim.
the old lady
yeah,
the lady was probably like, yeah, I want time to go back to like roots. Maybe that's where
yeah.
it all started from. Like she was
Leave us free.
Give us free. That was
I'm
almost
shutting up.
Same thing. But see, that's all goes full circle. You see where, you know what I'm saying, having emotional responses, thinking, you know what I'm saying, you got the right to force something on somebody. We see something with this whole homosexual. Why is there something new every day with Dwayne Wade? Dwayne Wade keeps saying this shit and whatever. Like I said, man, live their life, but you ain't gotta force. They ain't gotta force that shit on nobody. When the Wire came on and Omar was doing his thing, nobody said a motherfucking thing. Nobody protested it because Omar was a great fucking character. He was one of the best characters on the Wire. Nobody gave a shit that he was gay. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that ironic? You had all type of shows. You had Will and Grace. You had the Bravo, the Logo channel. You got all type of different gay, you know what I'm saying, whatever, LBGT. You had the tranny channel,
Just say the
all
alphabet
type
community.
of stuff. You had all that representation on TV. Nobody said nothing. There was nothing. And then just I'm trying to frame it for y'all. And then just out of nowhere, now we just having this back and forth, this constant bombardment. Person saying something and now they got to apologize, even if it's the fucking truth. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's the fucking truth. Like I said, you know, y'all, I won't even get into all that. Like I said, but even if it's the fucking truth, they gotta apologize like it's a damn mafia. And you know, to the intelligent person gonna be like, you know, whatever. It's bullshit in the media. But like I said, it forces, you know, you get all type of ignorance, you know, like this guy. You get just it leaves the door open for ignorant people and puts those people in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? They come and they like, oh, I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers forcing this shit. And they want to act out because they, you know, I'm not going to push this on my son or daughter or whatever.
Pastor
and then, you know what I'm saying? And get an innocent person that ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Get them fucked up.
Yeah, hit up, yep.
And, you know, and you know, just vice versa, trying to force your opinions, force your views on each other. I mean, look at that, man. You know what I'm saying? Drove home, told us that's insanity, man. That's insanity. Watch Roots. I'm gonna spread your body parts. What the hell were you planning on getting out of that? We ain't even got to question what the fuck he was thinking. The dude was a nutso. But there's plenty of nut cases out here. Like I said, you know, all them people sitting there punching old folks for wearing the MAGA hat, and you know what I'm saying, even vice versa. You know what I'm saying, the motherfucker. You know, it's all started from somewhere. It's all the white folks that stirred up some bullshit. You know, started with, you know, us just being simple as being black. You know, it goes further than just the roots. Like I said, you know, you gotta bring up everything the government and all the legislation the government passed, you know what I'm saying, even after slavery.
True.
But, you know, that's what you know, you gotta bring the receipts. You know, sitting there forcing somebody to watch a fictional TV show and just all this bullshit, man. It's crazy, man. It's nutty, man. But yeah, like you see all this friction. This is what it brings it to. People shooting up mosques and shooting up nightclubs, you know, just all type of crazy shit, man. And it's just, you see what, it's probably started, it's always been friction, but all this probably started since what, about 2013, 2014, and it's just been just
downhill
onslaught.
since.
You know what I'm saying? It's just an onslaught. They just flooding your timelines, the airwaves, flooding your brains, you know what I'm saying, to have you always reacting emotionally, and the next person said this, and Gayle King said this, and Charles Barkley said this, and the lady from here said this, and that person said this, and like, oh, you know what I'm saying, have just everybody just mad and pissed off instead of sitting back waiting, you know what I'm saying, fuck these motherfuckers. Yeah, prove your side, you know what I'm saying, prove it with logic. If you can't prove it with logic or not willing to have a conversation, you know what I'm saying, anything you got to say is, you know, you got the freedom of speech, but, you know, we're not going to qualify here. You know what I mean? You're not going to qualify here in this arena. You know, you got to prove, you know, you got to show and prove. You got to come with some receipts and everything. And, you know, nobody's really willing to do that. Nobody's doing that on either side, you know, whatever side these people are taking. Nobody's willing to do that. We're just shooting from the hip, just reacting emotionally. Like I said, trying to force our views on each other. And yeah, man, like I said, it's dangerous. So, like I said, a lot of people may, you know, root for this shit. But understand, like I said, this thing can work. This thing works both ways. Mm-hmm. People look at the news, they see things like this, they see what's being presented to them, and you know, they get angry. People get angry, man, and they want to, and the innocent people get hurt because of this stupid shit, man. It's crazy. Just like, you know, like I said, you know, these two situations, whether it's throwing water bottles, kidnapping, whatever, man. You don't got the right to do none of that unless threatening, somebody's threatening your livelihood. But it's all like I said, man. People only know what they know. There's not a lot of time to do homework. Everybody's trying to live the best life that they can possibly live. Life is short. We all know that the government, people in power, definitely know that. So that's why they do things the way that they do. You know what I'm saying? We talk about, we always got some type of excuse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they want you to have, is some type of excuse to why you can't do this, that, whatever it may be. Y'all got to talk shit out, man. Y'all got to talk shit out. Y'all got to quit the slick comments, the name calling, the ad hominems where ad hominem where you're having an argument about a specific subject and you start going to personal attacks, talking about a person's looks or just all type of silly shit. Like it has nothing to do with the.
That's how you know somebody's been defeated.
Huh?
I said that's how you know when somebody's been defeated.
Right.
When
you know what I'm saying? That's how you know you've been defeated. But like I said, we got a pack. What's scary is there's a pack mentality. There's a large mob. A lot of times looks like the majority that adopts or helps add fuel to that type of fire. So that's all I gotta say on this. Like I said, that they all run together. Two different situations. Whatever the fuck it is, you can't force your shit on nobody. You can't force how to feel. Bring the logic, bring the receipts. But that's the problem. A lot of people don't have that type of they don't have the education on these different things. They tend to stop and feel like they know it all. And there's always, like I said, there'll always be more to learn as long as we live. You got to get as much information as you can to like I said, help the youth in the future, man.
Well, if never mind, I'm not gonna say that.
Galilean dialect, the thesis, the problem, the antithesis, the opposition to the problem, the opposition, and the synthesis, the solution. The Hegelian dialect, that's the modern philosophy, you know what I'm saying, that's being imposed on the public. You got to understand that, the same people, who are holding their hand out to help you are the ones that threw you in the damn ocean to begin with, man. So, but don't believe me. Do your own damn research. You gotta really do a lot of reading. There's all type of information online. There's the alternative. There's dueling information on both sides. You got to be able to understand what each side is saying, and then be able to form your own opinion, and eventually facts, and eventually from the facts get the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
All right.
And think about this too. I just wanted to interject this thought right quick. Think about when you react emotionally, and instead of using logic, how easy you make it for the powers to be to just keep those levels of control, because they just sitting here looking at you like, look at this big idiot right here doing this, that, and third, and it just continues those perpetuations. And so it's hard. It's hard to advance with that mindset, with that thought process, with that logic. You know what I'm saying? When you're just super charged up about everything, like what they don't even, you doing all the work for them, basically. You're doing all the work for them when you act like that.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to the same conversation that we had a couple days ago. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's the perfect war strategy. Literally, it's the same things. Perfect war strategy. War strategy. Use everybody against each other.
Yeah, they absolutely know how people act, interact, and everything to that degree. And so they're not surprised when they see, people talking about I'm gonna spread your body parts out because you don't want to watch a movie about slavery.
Right.
Like, I mean, they just like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? You doing our dirty work for us.
Yeah,
Yep, exactly.
yeah, that's the man. There's got to be, man. We gotta come to something, but it's gotta be a cleanup, man. It gotta clean this shit up. Like Dick Gregory said, man, America took a shower. America took a shower. I mean, no, sorry. America changed clothes, but never took a shower, man. America changed clothes and never took a shower. It's always going to be this type of friction. You know, a lot of people look at, they in the political game is the whole reparations and everything has basically been thrown out the
I was
window.
gonna say
They're
that's
not
be
even
thrown.
saying
Yeah.
nothing about it no more. And a lot of people looking at it as, oh, it's just some type of handout, things like that. If you don't have the right information to counter those type of ignorant
Arguments.
opinions, and I mean ignorant in the literal sense, man. Uh, you know, the that type of you can't shut that shit down. You won't be able to shut that,
Mm-hmm.
that type of conversation down. It's not, it's not a fucking handout, man. It's a debt that's owed. Those are two different things. It's not a handout that, hey, help me. It's a debt that's owed. But like I said, more than likely, that's not gonna come. So, you gotta fight, man. You gotta take the hard route, man. You gotta take the hard route on different things. But that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation. But everything's gonna have to be done the hard way. There's no easy way to do these different things. But like I said, we gotta sit down and have these conversations so the mass can understand this because for the most part, and I think I feel comfortable saying that the majority think otherwise. They want the government to step in. Uh, they want the government to step in. Saying they believing in the propaganda, man. Uh,
Yeah, that's true.
and, like I said, man, 2020, 2019 is just 2019, 2020. This shit's just ramped up, man. Don't fall victim to this, man. Don't fall victim. I ain't got nothing else to say.
All right, so before we end out of here, I just want to let everybody know, man. I want to make sure we get this. I want to make sure we get a certain episode out before the end of Black History Month, man. Should we be celebrating Black History Month? I know that's been on my queue for a minute, but I want to make sure we get that up and out before the end of the Black History Month. So, man, give us all your thoughts on that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. With all that being said, this has been another episode of Word on the Ave with your hosts, Corey Gilmore, Lauren Jones, and Randy Anderson. Hold on.
We're gonna have that conversation. We're gonna have that conversation Black History Month. You wanna address it real quick right now, or do you wanna save it?
No, we're gonna save it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get into it.
Buenas noches.
Buenos noches.